Hi, I'm Sim Smith and welcome to my Keep Calm and Bake series. In this episode we're going to be making a traditional Christmas log. It's going to be great. Christmas logs can be quite kitsch, but they're also for adults too. Traditionally they're made like a Swiss roll, covered in a chocolate ganache or buttercream. So to start off, beat the egg whites and some of the sugar until they're forming soft peaks, almost like when you're making meringues. Into a clean bowl, add the egg yolks and the rest of the sugar and beat until it's fluffy and pale. Then pour the vanilla extract into the egg yolk mixture. On top of that, sift some cocoa powder and fold in by hand, making sure that you get a lot of air into the mixture and that there are no lumps. And then gradually mix in the egg whites into the egg yolk mixture, keeping it light and airy. Then pour the mixture into a lined and greased tin and move it about a bit with a spatula so you get a nice even top. Then it just needs to be put into a preheated oven for 15 minutes. The cake is out of the oven and cooling and waiting to be decorated, and that's the best part. But first we have to make the icing. So we're going to start with some butter, which just goes into here, and some icing sugar. If you need any further information on the recipes or anything else, just check out the description box. You can slowly start to up the setting of the whisk and just beat until they're nicely combined. And now you just need to add the vanilla in, followed by the melted chocolate. Now you can either do this in a microwave, or if you prefer, you can use a bain-marie, so you can just put it in a bowl over some simmering water on the hob. And then it's just a case of whizzing it again and making sure that all the chocolate is combined so you get a really lovely chocolate icing. The icing's done and the cake has now cooled slightly, and what you need to do now is flip it over. What I've done here is I've put some baking parchment down and just dusted it with icing sugar just to make sure the cake doesn't stick. So you need to be a bit brave at this stage, and you're just going to flip the cake over like that, and then you want to carefully just peel off the baking parchment. Now if the cake is cooled, which it should be by now, it'll come off much easier, whereas if you do it when it's hot it'll stick. Now that the cake's out of its tin, you can move on to the filling. Now you can choose your own. I've opted for some cream, which we've just whipped up. And also, I think particularly Christmassy, is this chestnut cream. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to spoon this chestnut in. And I'm going to make a kind of ripple effect so it runs through the cream. So you don't need to mix it in totally. Just give it a really light mix through. When it's mixed in, but not totally, you then just need to put it onto the cake. So you want to spread it to the edges, but not over the edge because we're going to be rolling it. If you like this recipe or you'd like to see more, just click the subscribe button. And that's that. Now it's ready to roll. Hold the parchment, not the cake. Lift it up from the side. You want the longer side facing you, that makes it easier. And you want to nip it in quite soon. The cake's quite soft and spongy because there's no flour in there. So it's also good if you're entertaining for any gluten-free friends or family. If you've got any celiacs coming around for Christmas, then this is perfect. At this stage, you might want to just get hold of the cake and turn it over on itself. So it's like a big Swiss roll, really, that's what you're making. And that should be your log shape ready for covering. Now it's time to ice the cake, which is my favourite bit. So start by taking quite a big dollop of it and just placing it on top of the log. And you just want to smooth it out. Doesn't matter if it's a little bit messy because it's that kind of dessert. Go all the way down the length. Once the cake is covered, take a fork, I think that's usually the best way of doing it, and you just want to rough up and make a kind of bark effect on there. So I think it's best to do really light feathery strokes. You don't want to push too hard because you don't want to go through all of the layers of icing or reach the cake. Now I'm going to create a snow effect for the log. So all you need to do is grab some icing sugar and a sieve, and you just want to sieve it through quite heavily because it can pick up all of the different textures in the log. Well, that's my Christmas chocolate log. It's great for Christmas Day or the lead up to Christmas. I like to have mine on Christmas Eve. I hope you enjoyed it and hope to see you back again soon.